All right, everybody's whining tonight. Everybody's crying. Everybody's moping around. Everybody's pissed off. Oh, let it all out. Let it all out in the chat. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Everybody's whining and being a puff puff. So we think that it's the end of the world as we know it. The end of the world as we know it, folks. When did all these states start getting all these crazy things up their ass that they just can do anything and everything? Oh, maybe because that's what's occurred, that's what's happening, and everybody's a little upset about it. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Army Vet. Tamara. Tamara's up in the house. Crazy Farm. It is the end of the world as we know it. I don't know. It's funny to me. Hey, Miss Needle. So many people think that the answer relies on number 45 or 40 or 49 or whatever number you want to say. I'll tell you what, folks. We all have been sold this big, huge bill of bullshit, and people are still falling for it. There is nobody that's going to come in and change anything and change everything. It's not going to happen. I mean, we really got to think about the situation. The thing is, it makes me laugh. I mean, the big news on YouTube was today was all about Colorado. Really, honestly, folks, let's think about this in realistic terms. It's another distraction. Let me distract you over here while we put all this other bullshit underneath and keep on going. And the sad thing is the governments around the world can't stop what's going to occur. Everybody's fighting amongst each other, and it just continues. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's not going to happen. What's up, Southern Mercy? It's not going to happen, Army Vet Man. Everybody thinks Mr. T is going to come to the rescue. This country's so far down the tubes, like literally, it's just waiting. It's just waiting for the total fall off. And people keep saying, "Well, if we could get number 45 back in there, if we could do this, if we could do that." Yeah, I agree with you, Brandy. You know, I agree with that totally. That's what's truly happening is they're suffocating us from every angle. And Miss Needles, you're so correct. Everything else is temporary. Life here is temporary. And I'll tell you what, I too, you suck it, I ain't coming. Well, Simon, what the heck is that all about? You know? But get it out. Go ahead and get it out in the chat. Get it out. Because Army vet, man, let me tell you, those votes haven't counted for a long time. It's just that they got caught. We got to look at this. It's a big corporation. It's a big corporation. And it does not matter what we say or what we want. We can shake and rattle the cages, right? We can shake and rattle the cages, but it's not going to change what's happening. It's not going to change it. And, I watched the things on YouTube. Other latest news was, oh, Berkey's closing down. Berkey this, Berkey that. That was like old news from like 6 months ago, you know? So, like, let's get to reality. The reality is that United States has totally changed. It's not going back. It's not going back pre 2019. Do we want it to? I mean, honestly, it sucked then and it's sucking now. People are working their asses off to barely make it. I mean, let's talk reality if we're going to talk reality. I have many friends that are overseas now. Sonia HK Amigo's one of them. And I'll tell you what, we haven't seen hard times in the United States. And everybody's being a puff, puff, whiny ass crybaby. And they don't even know what it's like to go open the refrigerator, if you have one, and see if you even have any food. And the United States hasn't seen shit. And everybody's crying and whining that, oh, I want this because if I get this, I'm going to be free. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Right? It's not going to happen. If someone would drop Sonya HK Amiga tonight, I would appreciate it. She's a very uplifting person, and I really like her channel. She's very uplifting. She has a big heart. You know, the thing is, folks, is the bottom line is this: If you let every little side step, every little thing, hey Scruffy, if you let every single little thing distract you to another chaotic event, then you bought into the whole big old showboat of bullshit. And that's the bottom line. If you are so easily distracted that you're like, "Oh my god, Berkey's going out of business. Oh my god, Mr. T is getting taken off the ballot." Why are they distracting us to this bullshit? I'll tell you what's going to happen in 2024. It's going to be total nonsense chaos. It's already starting. They want to steal people's joy. They want to steal the holidays, however you celebrate them, be it if it's Hanukkah, be it if it's Christmas, or be it if you're just merry, and happy. They want to steal your happiness. And until people get the picture, the big picture, the big picture is, North Korea's raising its head. Uh, Freaking China's raising its head. China and Russia, they're the greatest buddies ever. Why? Because they know they have us in a corner. They know exactly what they're freaking doing, you know? And thank you, Brandy. Thank you. Thank thank you, Brandy F. It's just it's the reality of life right now. And I think until we all simmer down and say, you know what, I'm not going to be distracted. That's why I don't do the news every day. I can feed your heads full of propaganda, bullshit every day. And there's so many channels that do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at OTWP Report. I don't want to do it on OTWP2 because it's easy to do. I could do it day in and day out, but we got to look deeper. We got to look deeper at what's going on. And so many things are happening around the world. The United States is just set in still. We're just watching, like, oh, is it going to happen here? People are talking about the shortages. Do you think the shortages are not, they're going to continue? They're going to continue. They're going to continue to the point that you go to the grocery store and you go, well, maybe I should have planted a garden. Oh, maybe I should have prepared a little bit better. Maybe when stuff, coffee, almost every, how many of you in the chat right now, like, honestly, every time you go in the grocery store, you're like, holy shit, like the prices are more. And in every aspect, bread, eggs, milk, meat is off the chart, right? And you're right, man. We cannot be distracted by all the crap. We got to keep on prepping. We got to keep on prepping. And we got to thank God for another day that we have the internet, that we can see people, that we can talk about these issues. Like, honestly, because hey, Elaine, what's going on? Without being prepared, sooner or later, the catastrophic event will occur. So you have two choices, right? You have two choices to set on social media, be it if it's Facebook, Twitter, Twatter, whatever, all day and all night, or to put your boots on the ground and do something, and to keep on keeping on, not to be so easily swayed to whatever the chaotic event is for the day. And for the day today, it is all about Mr. T. I'm not saying, folks, that not to be aware of current situations, but what can you change about it? That's my big question to each and every one of you. What can you change about what happens in the elections? What can you personally do? One, you can vote, and two, you can hope that it gets counted. Other than that, it's out of your hands. You know? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's one after the other, Brandy. Recall this. Add them up, folks. We've had everything from cookies and fudge, okay? We've had cookies and fudge to freaking meat and vegetables, and it's crazy. And I hear you, Patty, but you can't feel hopeless. You gotta turn it over and turn it up. And every time something happens, you got to surrender it up and say, you know what? Today, I'm not going to let the negativity of the world just totally screw up my head and my heart. Me and Dragonflies have been kind of in our own world out here. Dragonfly said, "You're getting awfully pale." And I said, "Maybe because I'm perfectly content out here." But I did decide I better start going outside and getting a lot more vitamin D in my system because most of the people in the United States are vitamin D deficient. Why have I been hanging out? Because I'm very content. I'm very content of the world as we know it is gone. I'm not saying that the world was great in the first freaking place, you know? I mean, let's be realistic. That's a good thing. You know, that's a really good thing. And to keep doing it. Yeah. Josh, I love you, brother. You know, but it's the truth of the matter. And the truth is, folks, as we see the United States just unravel, right? In every aspect, from our military to our chain, our food supply to the big old White House, everything is being perfectly planned. And it's not just here in the United States, and that's what people need to realize. It's not just here in the United States. It's happening all over the country, all over the world. Yeah, well, the draft will probably hit us all. I talked about it the other day. The draft will probably come back because they're hoorah, you know, wars make money, and that's exactly what they want to do because everybody's on the verge of, you know. So the thing is, folks, is it's happening more and more and more. And we have to look at the reality of what's happening in the United States. The most important thing that we can do is to keep putting our boots on the ground and keep preparing. It's very, very important. Plus, we have snowflakes in the military. Well, the military is full of snowflakes. That must be the Puff Puff Marshmallow crew that they're putting into the military. But, the big thing that we have going on right now is an invasion from the southern border that's costing the American taxpayer a lot of money. I mean, think about that. That's why I said, come get it out while you can. Come bitch in the chat. Get it all out. Let it out because you aren't going to have time to bitch later. And if you keep screwing around, you're not going to have time at all because you're going to be like so scared and freaked out. And see, honestly, I'm not a paranoid prepper. I am not a paranoid prepper. I see the reality of the United States for exactly what it is. And it's chaos, it's confusion to make sure that the American way is tore down at the very core. And I'm talking the American way. I mean, it started several years ago when people came into this country and they wouldn't stand for the American flag, when they didn't give a rat's ass. And I still say the same damn thing that I said then. Love it or leave it. If you can't love the United States, then don't be here. But the problem is we have a current administration that says, come on in. We don't care if you love it or not. We'll give you a position in our law enforcement. We'll give you a position in the military and maybe in our local governments, maybe as a teacher. I don't know if y'all recall this, but I showed a video of what happened when they let some of these people come in the United States that didn't give a shit, and they were working in a daycare, and they were actually terrorizing the children. That's what I can say. They were terrorizing the children. And the thing is the only thing that we can do is change the way we react to stuff. If you're going to sit around and mope and bullshit and whine, then when the shit really hits the fan, when it's real, I mean, it's happening. It's just that it's not big enough for everybody to go, hey, it's still just little sectors of us saying, whoa, shit, what's happening? And it's going to come. And as it comes in, it's going to be worse and worse and worse month by month by month. As we see the military be infiltrated by foreigners, first of all, me being prior Navy, I don't think anybody, right? If you're not a legal citizen in this country, I don't think you have the right to one, be in the military, two, to be in law enforcement, three, be in the government, and four, carry a weapon. Period. So I'll get some bitching out. I'll bitch right here, right now. And that's a damn truth, right? And then when yeah, and this is the other thing. We have so many people that are sick, sick, sick. Huh, I wonder why. How many of you right now really believe that things are gonna change for the better in 2024? Go ahead, hit a 1, I dare you, if you're that damn stupid. I mean, I'm just being straight up. You know, there's no way in hell that it's going to get better in 2024. It is gonna be like on steroids of especially what's happening right now. Coming in from the border report, let's just give a quick update. And Brandy, thank you again for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. Let's talk about this second. Really cool, interesting thing came in. I would say it's cool, but I'd say it's really interesting, right? So I get a border report every single day, day in and day out, and sometimes I look at it and just shake my head. The migrant crossing on the rise in El Paso Juarez corridor. Let me just read you some. New hires told not to be afraid of success in smuggling. New downtown sculpture source of pride for Juarez. Whew. New law could reshape Texas authority over the U.S. border. See, these states are starting to stand up to what they think's right and what they think's wrong. Tijuana's sewage treatment plant to undergo repairs. Why? Because it's boiling over into the United States. The sewage is here. And number 45 kicked off the ballot in Colorado. 14th Amendment. We'll have to look that one up, folks. But it is crazy. I mean, my phone is so full of all border stuff that it's sickening. Migrants at a stash house threatened with an AK-47. Migrant kidnappers arrested, aid workers evicted. The list goes on and on and on. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, the things that are going on. Fentanyl coming across the border, weapons coming across the border, pipe bomb coming across the border. Oh, and there's a lawsuit because the migrants were left abandoned at a camp. There's also another lawsuit because they're unhappy about their living conditions. And, well, why are they here in the first place? Why would you want to come to the United States in the middle of winter? In the middle of winter, or the beginning of winter, however we want to look at it, when it's damn right cold, without a roof over your head, without a job. You watch, but usually don't comment, but I'm upset at things. Let it out. Let it out, BH. I'm glad you're here. I think a lot of people are upset at things. How can Americans not be angry at what's going on around our country? It started with football players a decade ago. They play the national anthem and they would kneel. They wouldn't even stand for the flag. What country can you go to and make millions of dollars playing freaking football and you don't have the audacity to stand your ass up from where my granddad almost lost his life? Where your granddad, your aunts and uncles served this country just like I served this country. And you don't have the audacity to stand your ass up for the American flag as it passes? Love it or get the hell out. Leave it. Go. We don't want you here. And that's how I feel. If you don't love it, get get out. If you're here for the handouts, shame on you because sooner or later, the United States ain't going to have the handouts for you. This country has always been to give people a hand up for the American dream of owning a house, buying a car, having education. Those dreams are shattered. Those dreams are shattered. They're gone. And they're definitely gone for the American people. Now we're, I guess, the enemy, you know? And I'll tell you what, if you can't stand up for the American flag, I dare you to go to another country and do that shit. I dare you to give up your citizenship and go across the border and then not stand up and respect their flag and not stand up and respect their national anthem. I dare you to do it. I say get the hell out. I'm tired of our government selling us out, lock, stock, and barrel. And now the new thing is there's a new Second Amendment thing coming out. What are they after now? Hmm? They're after the second. They're after the second. And that's exactly what they want to do. Because if they get your second out of your hand or my second out of my hand, we're all screwed. There's no other way to put it. Exactly. Exactly, KY. But it's always the middle class and the poor that go fight the rich man's war so that the rich man can get richer off the middle class and the poor man's back. It's always our brothers and sisters, our sons and daughters that give up their life. That's fact. That's fact. I'm still fighting, y'all. I'm fighting with the VA and I'm going to continue to fight. And right now, I took it a step further. I'm hiring an effing attorney. Let him go after him. They took a lot away from me. I was 18 years old and they took a lot of shit away from me. And whatever this attorney wants to do, go for it and have fun. And I hope they sue the shit out of him. Yeah. Hold on a minute and I'll pull it up. Yeah. Here we go, Brandy. Thanks for getting me on it. So they're buying out the biggest steel manufacturing company plant in the United States. And not only that, that plant that they're buying out is the plant that saved our ass during WW1 and WW2. That plant is the one that manufactured everything to protect us during WW1 and W2. That plant is being sold to the Japanese. Right now, the board members, the people that work there are freaking going ballistic over it. They say that it's a breach of their contract. They're fighting. They've hired attorneys. And yeah, that's what they're saying, Army vet. And that's why I hired an attorney. Let him have him. Let him go at it. Anybody else that needs help, reach out to me via email if you're fighting over your benefits. You know, I've got PTSD from it. I got a torn meniscus. I have hearing loss. I have scars, and I have mental scars from it. And I'll tell you what, it changed me. It changed me. I went in when I was 17, and it changed me. And the first 2 years were total hell, especially after the car wreck. And after that wreck, it really changed me a lot. And you know, the thing is, folks, is you got to fight for what you want. It doesn't matter how long the battle is. Keep on fighting. Well, no, but see, we got him, Miss Needle. They sent me my full medical record. They kept just taking the sheets of medical, and now I got the full medical record. And it's like that freaking thick. No shit. Yep. Wow. That's a good ass question. We own military bases. We own Well, see, everybody had to trade in the fiat dollar, in the American dollar was the way of life because the United States was booming at one time. We had all the manufacturing. We had all the think about it. We had case knives. We had all the cars. We had all those things. And now the United States is sucking wind. I mean, just saying. It just, yes. Well, you don't have to tell everybody. Yes, but I did. That's why I lost my part. That's why I always wear a headset. Otherwise, it's really bad. Um, yeah, I got my. If it wasn't for my first class petty officer, I would have been a hamburger out the back of a F-14. But he grabbed me by the waist, pulled me down to the ground, and slammed me. And it was one of those things. I came up right in front of the intake, and it almost got me. It did get my headgear up off my head, and blew out my left ear. But then on top of it, I got ran over by a tow tractor. So some guy in the military was high on drugs, and he ran me over, and they had to cut my boot off. And then the terrible, terrible car accident. That I did the special here on the channel about, and my friend lost their life, and I held them until they died and perished. So a lot of shit happened. But the thing is I've kept going. Yeah, I have my meltdowns, I do. I will admit that. But nah, man. Nah, don't be sorry. Don't ever be sorry for me. I'm a tough old ass. I just keep on going, you know. My next stunt here on OTWP is I'm gonna pull my own teeth out so y'all can watch me pull my front tooth. Yeah, yeah, I am. If you missed that live stream that I did about the accident, um, that was probably one of the most intense live streams I did on this channel about what happened and going into detail about it. I used to not be able to talk about it because I'd just be like, and I'd just like have a freaking panic attack. But I'll tell you what, I think it's done me a lot of good. Actually, in the last 2 years, my mother actually filled in the blanks because I couldn't remember. And I couldn't remember like almost 2 years of my life. And that was the shitty thing, right? Yeah, right. I hear you, Texas Red Lake, but I have some pressing issues and I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to do it for me and I need to do it for the ones that other people, we have so many vets. That's another thing that really pisses me off and I'm going to get it off my chest. Um, we have all of these illegals coming across the border, but we can't even take care of our own. We have people in the Appalachia that are struggling ever since the coal mines got shut down. We have people around this country in the inner cities that are hooked on what's it called? Trank and fentanyl. We have kids that think they're furries. We have a confused younger generation. And then we have veterans on the streets from coast to coast that have mental conditions that they have the highest suicide rate going on right now in the military, and we can't take care of them. But we can give $5,000 Visa cards to an illegal that's coming here illegally, and people want to get pissed off, and they also want to freaking sue. They want, there's like 3 organizations right now that are standing up for the illegals, and they're going to sue. What the hell you mean you're going to sue? You don't even have the right to be here. So how can you sue someone? I can understand if you come here and you get in an accident and something happens to you and it's an American's fault. Then I can understand it. But to come in here and sue because you aren't getting what, $10,000 Visa card? Screw you and your bullshit. Get out. And most Americans feel like that. How many of you in the chat feel like if you're an illegal, get the hell out of this country? I don't care. We seen the purge of America in 2020. We seen nurses, doctors, dentists, teachers, law enforcement, because they wouldn't do this, they got purged. And now where are they waiting for all the nurses from? Overseas. Nothing against anyone that wants to come here legally. Legally. But if you're not coming here legally, get the F out. Get out. We shouldn't be handing them shit except a swift kick in the ass and taken to a jail or a detention center until they get the hell out of here. That's the fact of the matter. What gives them the right to come here? What gives them the gosh dang right other than we have a stupid establishment on the hill that's opened that shit up and said, come one, come all. We got freebies for you. We'll give you freebies before we'll take care of our own gosh dang people, before we'll feed our own homeless, before we'll have affordable housing so that everybody has a gosh dang roof over their head in supposedly the best country in the world, before we have medical care. It's bullshit. They need to get out. They need to stay out, and they need to lock that shit up north, south, east, and west as tight as a button. They need to put every National Guard troop we got on every single border, including at the airports, including at the shipping docks, and we need to be alert and on point. because we are getting invaded, literally thousands of them coming across the border every single day. Every single day. Oh, they counted 100,000 in one day. 100,000. Can you imagine what they didn't account for? Can you imagine what is creeping in the night? And they're going to be creeping into your house. They're going to be creeping into your neighborhood as well as mine. And not only that, they don't even care if they work. There there is reports coming out from all over the country about the ones that are coming in here. They don't want to work. Why would you want to work when you got a $5,000 Visa card? You've been staying at an upscale hotel that runs $500 a night for free, and you're getting 3 meals. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's unbelievable. And it seems like every day it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And what they're trying to do is to crunch the American way, trying to crunch us to the point that we no longer recognize this country. And I honestly, folks, we're about there. I'm starting to not recognize this country. I'm starting to not recognize the bullshit that they're handing out day in and day out. You look at mass media, mass propaganda, and it's nonstop, nonstop. Here's some peanuts for the circus crew. Yeah, I just talked about that, Patty. In one day, in one area, 5,000 meals wasted, thrown away. Oh, because the food's too cold, because the food's too hot, because we don't want to heat it up, because we'd rather use our Visa card and go out to dinner. It's not the kind of food we like. Bitch, complain, bitch, complain. Take your bitchy ass, complaining ass, and get out. That's the truth of the matter. Get out. Well, they shouldn't be here in the first place. That's the truth. But see, as they come in, what is it doing? More crime, more drugs, weapons, pipe bombs. True facts coming from the border report. Okay. Chinese that have been affiliated with major issues coming into this as spies. Russians, Venezuelans, Africans that do not believe in our way of life. They could give a shit about our way of life, and they are here for 2024. Mark my words. Mark my words. They're being bought and paid for total chaos, total nonsense, and it's hurting. It's going to hurt our elders. We're going to see lone wolf crimes. We're going to start being like other countries where someone walks in and they have a backpack and they boom. And I'm telling y'all, you better have your head on a swivel. You better be alert of your surroundings. You better not have your face in the freaking black screen while you're out and about. And it's probably a smart factor to implement the buddy system. Be it if you're a dude, if you're a chick, if you're young or you're old, it doesn't really matter. It is. It's coming. And I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you're straight, gay, or bi. What I care about is good people. But what I don't like is all the bullshit that's coming across the border. They're catching it and they're still releasing it right on into this country. I am appalled. I'm pissed. And honestly, I'm pretty angry about it. I'm pretty angry about it. Uh, when did you all get your $5,000 Visa card? Just asking. Did anybody get their $5,000 Visa card? You know, UBI's coming, the CBDC's coming, and it's all perfectly planned because they have to cut us right at the Achilles heel. It's the only way they can get to the United States is they have to cut us and they have to cut us deep. And they're doing a damn good job about it. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that nice? So somebody in the United States can't get EBT, but illegals have food, Visa card, housing, etc., and cell phones. Let's not forget the cell phone. Yeah, I didn't get my $5,000 either. Not that I want their lazy money, right? I want a fair shot at making a decent living without hyperinflation and without all the bullshit. I want to know that dragonflies can drive to the store and then I don't have to have a tracker on her to make sure she's safe, and vice versa. We have trackers on each other so that if something happens, we know where each other's at. Not because of trust factor or anything. It's because I love her and I want to make sure she's safe, and vice versa. She actually put it on me, and I was like, I don't care. And it's called Life 360. It's an app you can put on your phone. I mean, we're already being tracked by who knows who, right? So, wow. Yes, I did see that. Odessa, nice to see you. Yes, I did. I did see that for gift card fraud. And then we have these young folks running in and robbing left and right. The list of stores that are closing right now around the United States is absolutely sickening. Um, from Walgreens to Lowe's to CVS to most of the all the rest of the Kmart's are now wiped out. Um, Macy's stores are closing. Hollister, Claire's, um, J.C. Penney, Sears. The list goes on and on and on of how many stores are closing. And why are most of them closing down? Because of theft. And they're closing down self checkouts because of theft. They've realized that self checkout isn't that great because it's real easy to just slide something in there and steal it. You know, we have a major catastrophe about to happen, and when it goes full blown in 2024, y'all hold tight. Be ready to bunker in. Be ready to have your head clear and be centered and know exactly what your plan is. Have your plan A, have your plan B. We've talked about it. If you have to get out of the city, I know that it's not always easy for everyone to just say, "I'm moving." That's not realistic, and I don't blame you. And why should we give up our neighborhoods, right? But you might have to fight for them, and that's the truth. You might have to fight your ass off. You know? Yeah, truth with troll, you smart ass. That ain't happening. No matter how you look at that, that ain't happening either. And that's why I get so irritated. I don't care who you vote for. I really don't. But there's no man that's coming into this United States of America, right? This bankrupt corporation and saving it because we've pushed our allies away. We've pushed away people that have been our allies for decades. And I'll tell you what, folks, it's a big vicious circle. And their elite club, we're not in it. Trust and believe we're not in it. We are pawns in their game. And their game is going to be total chaos. There's going to be some FF events, which are already starting to occur. Our supply chain is getting cut off in the Red Sea, in the Panama, and now in the uh, the other canal. I'm sorry. Well, Royal Linus, bury their asses. That's what I say. It may take that to wake up the masses of Americans and for Americans to really believe that we're all on one side. It's not going to be like the Civil War, though. I have that to tell you right now. Um, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be more tech. Um, this is going to be, and when it happens, it's going to be a little frightful for everybody when we wake up and realize, well, shit, we don't have a dollar because our money's gone, right? Heather, Heather, you just do some puff puff passing and get out there on that backhoe and go for it, baby. And I agree with you. I agree with you, Kentucky. But we need to have Americans shoulder to shoulder. We need to realize that it is America that matters, the American people, the American children. We need to smack some of these American kids around, that's for sure. I mean, honestly, they need to stop their bullshit with thinking that it's fun and games running in and doing these mob freaking robberies and shit. They need to throw the book at them. But see, they want to defund the police, and they've done that. They've created that, and so it's just a big old game. And we have a warped generation of kids that think they're furries. that think all this shit, and they're going to have a total meltdown, and they're going to be a huge problem when 2024 comes. They really are. Oh yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. It'll be the mob mentality. It's already happening. It's already happening. Mob mentality is already happening. It's happening around the country, and that's why these kids are running into businesses and looting the whole store in broad daylight with customers because there's no ramifications about it. It doesn't matter to them. They know that the rule of law is out the window, and that's exactly what's happened. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, you don't have to say anything to anyone about creating a mag. You just need to know who's doing decent stuff and who isn't, and be alert of people that, like, we have a neighbor, and I know damn good and well that they're digging a bunker. Do I think they'll let me in that bunker? Hell no, they won't. They'll shoot me. I mean, I'm just saying, because it is going to be every man, woman, and child for themselves, and we want to set up those layers of protection to protect our families because it's coming. It's really coming. Well, hello, Sparkle On. Where you been? Florida. I'm glad that you had a good time. Yep, yep. And Walmart doesn't have. Why should they have security, George? Just let them come one, come all. You know what I mean? That's exactly what's happening. Yep. Oh yeah. And Cherie, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because people are going to become very, very self-centered, and they're going to be like, nope. There's 1 dozen of eggs left. Pretty soon, we're going to see food riots. We're going to see people beating the shit out of each other to get a dozen of eggs. We're going to see people fighting over little stupid shit. And that's what they want. Then people turn on each other. Then you don't know who you can trust and who you can't. Yep. Yep. You get that right. And we're not going to stop no matter what. We're not going to stop. Somebody drop the backup channel, please. OTWP report. Please drop that. Please sub to that. There will be a bunch of news briefings going on over there. Yeah, it is. But see, the thing is, Cherie, is they're cutting us off from our supply chain. We've become too reliant on China, on other countries. I went to I'll tell you, everyone should know that lumber went up like 1,100% last year, right? So I'm down here at a huge, huge lumber yard, and they're loading up 48-foot trailers. Boom, boom, boom. They're loading them up, and me and the gal start talking, and I'm like, "Man, where y'all taking that to?" "Oh, we're taking it to the docks." "Oh, you are on the east or west coast?" "West coast." I said, "You're taking it to the west coast? Okay. Where's it going?" "China." I said, "No shit." I said, "No effing shit." So all the things that we could be self-reliant about are getting shipped to other countries while we're standing here about to go for the full tilt with no Vaseline. And that's just the truth of the matter. There's not going to be no Vaseline. It's going to come hard, and it's going to come quick, and we're going to wake up and we're all going to be like, whoa, shit, because it's already starting to occur. Yeah, we do know what's coming. We know exactly what's coming. And if you can't feel it in your very bones, what's coming, especially for 2024, you know, look at all the food recalls. Shit. Yeah, yeah. No KY, no Vaseline, no nothing. Boom. That's what you're gonna get. And I mean, I'm just being straight up. And the thing is like every single freaking week we hear about some more nonsense bullshit. That's why we got the big ass mouth over here, because it's like it's about ready to just suck us right up on in that shit, right? Woo. It is kind of funny the way the way it's said. Yes, it is kind of funny. And we got to keep our sense of humor. We do. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Y'all, I can't stay on here tonight. I thought we all needed a good bitch session. Just get it out. So don't get sidetracked. That's how I'm going to close this up tonight. Don't get sidetracked. Stay focused. Stay freaking focused on what's important to you. And what should be important at this point is you and yours, you and your family, you and your neighborhood, you and your community, and how you can be better to help other people. Because we're all going to have to be together. We're all going to have to stand. Oh shit, Southern Mercy, there's so much stupid shit coming out, you know. We're going to get taxed for farting, for breathing, for freaking. We're not going to be able to fly, and the list goes freaking on and on. And don't forget the kill switch on your car. And I mean, the overreach is unbelievable. Oh yeah, and let's not forget that they're going to make red meat so far out right now. Every time I open up an app, because we do some online shopping for groceries and then we go pick it up. And when I open it up and I see Beyond Meat, I'm like, are you effing kidding? If I wanted Beyond Meat, I'd go out to the forest and get me a grub. Okay. I'd go out and get me some grasshoppers. If I'm coming for a ribeye or a T-bone steak, that's what I want. I don't want your bullshit beyond this anything. They shouldn't even legally be able to sell that. And you better start watching your goddamn labels on your food because E104 and E109 is bugs, and they're not the bugs that I get from out in the forest. Okay, just saying. Yeah, these are raised just specifically for me and you, boys and girls. And I'll tell you what, they got to be out of their effing mind. If I don't even want to eat their modified bullshit anyway, let alone their bugs that have been modified and grown. And yeah, meat is crazy. You know, uh, chicken. They're culling all the chickens. More and more chickens are being culled. And if you think about that, that is a daily meat for many people in this country, especially for our elders. Meat, hamburger, chicken, and it's going to be almost untouchable soon. It'll be like probably by next year it'll be 15, 18 bucks a pound. You know, unbelievable. Yeah, you have. You have, Simon. Almost since the beginning you've been with me on this channel. You know, thank you to all the members. Thank you, Brandy F again for the super chat. Y'all, I got to get off here. I have more prepping to do. I've been doing a lot of things. Actually, we're taking like a full inventory of little stuff. Like, I don't have a stapler in case somebody gets hurt and I have to staple their ass up to get them to quit bleeding. Um, I want to make sure that we have plenty of bleach for our cistern and for, any type of cleaning that we would need to do if there's a catastrophe. Make sure that you have a heavy garbage bags. Make sure that you have a metal trash can. There's so many things when it comes to prepping, and this has been our way of life for many, many years. Before I met Dragonflies, and we just celebrated 11 years. So, you know, you you keep on going on the journey. You don't stop, and you don't give up or give in. And that's why the motto here at the OTWP is "Do the dang thing." Make sure that you have simple things like band-aids. Yes, definitely a tourniquet, bandages, and you can go on a Dollar Tree haul. If you're just getting into prepping, think your basic shit: water, long-term food. There's a link in the channel description. There's some good specials right now on My Patriot Supply. Most of the food is not, I've ate it on the live streams and stuff. It's not bad. Some of their soups is really, really salty. That's one thing I can say. But I love the MRE stars. Those are the brown bags. I've showed y'all before. I ate them before. Those are really good. The MRE stars, I like them because it comes with your condiments, your main dish, your drink, everything in a bag, and you can separate it among two people and still have a full meal, and you have the calorie intake that you need. But if you're new into prepping, you still have time. Go on a Dollar Tree haul. Make a list. Make sure you have a first aid kit. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher. Very important, especially when no first responders could respond. Have a couple fire extinguishers. We went over the top. I think we have 5 now, and I still want more. I want a bigger one. Have a gas mask. Have a Tyvek disposable suit in case of a nuclear situation. Remember the big thing if there's a nuclear situation, and I want to say this honestly. If there's a nuclear situation, cross contamination is probably the big killer. You do not want to use shampoo or conditioner because the conditioner will stick to your hair. And what will end up happening is you're going to end up losing all of your hair and speed up the process of the cancers. Okay. You want to just rinse off your body, but you want to not cross contaminate. Pretend you're in a clean room environment. Like when I worked in the pharmaceutical plant, one side was dirty, one side was clean. And literally, when you step across that line, even if you have to step across that line butt ass naked, that's what you do. It's very important to be cautious, especially if you have something like a hoodie on. Do not, like if you have a Tyvek with the hood, do not take this and pull it down and all that shit go all over you. Be very cautious about how you're taking it off, how you're donning it on and off. You want to keep this shit, you want to get it bigger than you are. So if you're like an XL, get a 3X. Seriously, so that you can lift the shit up and off of you without having all of the ashes and shit fall on you. Stay inside. Bunker down. Plastic off your windows. Do those things immediately if there's a nuclear situation anywhere in this country, because the fallout is what makes people sick. And within 5 to 7, like the longer you go, if you can stay in your home 5 to 7 days, you should be good. If you can stay in 7 to 10, it's even better. But remember, even like if you have a phone, the fallout, the ashes, the dust is what's going to make you really sick. And we've talked about it. We've had nuclear specials, and it's really, really important to be on point. I did one just recently. So if you go back in the live stream, you can see the nuclear special. It's very important to stay on point when it comes to the fallout. Um, will we have a nuclear situation? I don't know. Maybe a dirty bomb, maybe an FF event, maybe a pff, just to show a city, to show us and make our eyes see this scary situation like what happened with September 11th. That will scare the shit out of the masses. Don't run with the masses. And if you're stuck out there with the masses, implement the gray man theory. Don't stick out like a sore thumb. If you're in a suit and tie, get rid of that suit and tie. If everybody's in a t-shirt and jeans, rip off your shit and take your down to a t-shirt and jeans. And then exit as quickly as you can out of the chaos. Have an escape route from your work, from your home. Have a plan A, B, and C, and then have the O shitter. And the O shitter should be metal, full throttle. Like there's no bullshit. You know, me and Dragonflies have talked about it because we live in the middle of a forest. And what if, you know? Yeah, I agree with you. But I think also, Kentucky Survival, I've been saying that for 2 years. I think that they will do grid down and major, major cyber attack. There's a lot of shit going on right now in the cyber world, in the hacking world. I think that those two things will happen. The grid is definitely vulnerable because all of the transformers, they used to be made in Germany and Japan. The transformers got switched over. Do y'all remember me doing this? That live stream is also on the channel. The kill switch. Those transformers got switched over to China. Then they scrubbed the document to show different numbers. We have the original numbers on this channel. Fact and proof. They scrubbed that shit. It is the transformers. When Hoover Dam happened, Kentucky Survival, remember that? I think that was a test run when there was power plants around the United States and, oh, somebody shot the power plant. I don't think so. I think it was test runs to see if their shit was working. The shit's already in there. All they got to do is push the button and the shit's just, and I think it'll be a domino effect. The bad thing is I think that they have to do one major FF event to make the whole United States go, whoa, shit. right? I agree with you. But if you have one area, just like what's the place in oh we had a guy on here. Um the 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 nuke plant that they nuked it, the plant meltdown. It starts with a C. Somebody help me. Do you remember Dragonflies? That guy that was emailing me back and forth from Ukraine. And he went with the radiation detector. We talked about it on the channel. But that area is unlivable, but the rest of the area around it is fine. So it's only so many miles that where yes, thank you. Yes. Yes. And he went with the radiation detector. They take you on a tour there. You can go in and tour it. And when you go on the tour, they give you a radiation detector. So you walk around with the radiation detector, and when it goes off, you're supposed to leave the area. That thing has been like that for decades, right? And so I think Kentucky Survival, I think that there will be one or maybe two that they do that because they're going to want their asset. And we already know who owns this place. It's not the broke USA corporation that owns this. That's why China and Japan are coming in and buying stuff. Russia's doing stuff, and North Korea is raising its head. I mean, think about all the things that are lining up. I mean, seriously. Mm, good point, Royal Linus. Thank you, dear. Thank you, big sister. Yeah, the 1980s. That's when it happened. Yep, y'all are right. It was the 80s. So, I mean, I think that there will be something. Who knows what it'll be, honestly. Um, but I think that the big thing is the hack. If they do the hack, and there's a lot going on right now in the hacking community, and if they do the hack, right, I want to say that our money, our savings, the well, shit, right? Yeah, those were good times. Let the good times roll. Y'all, I got to get out of here. I said that like 20 minutes ago, but I enjoy spending time with y'all. I really want people to stay on point. And big prepper hugs to everybody, or smack upside your head. I think that we got to get rid of big prepper hugs and start doing smacks upside each other's heads because it's time to get tough. And I love you all anyway. But we'll do a hug with a smack upside the head, and as Tam where he says a 2x4. So we'll just give a 2x4 upside your head because it's time to everybody to get ready, and get prepared because 2024 is going to be a freaking shit show. You joined the Navy in 85. Shit, we were probably in brother companies or something. I was in 84. I joined in 83, went to boot camp in 84. Where'd you go to boot camp at? Orlando, or you went to the Great Lakes? Where'd you go? San Diego? Me too. Oh, Watchman. Go shave. Go shave your shit up. Watchman, you're looking a damn mess. Anyway, y'all, peace, love, light, and hope. Get your boots on the ground and don't give up, y'all. Till I see you again. No shit. We were probably down there partying. I was probably in A school. No, you were there Christmas Eve 85. I was already gone. I was already out in the fleet. I was gone out of that baby in 84. Wow. Big, huge prepper hugs and a smack upside your head. And you know how we do it at the OTWP. We got to take it out with one song. Y'all, don't give up and don't give in. And Merry Christmas if I don't see you before Christmas, but I'm sure I will. And this goes out to our one and only Elaine. This goes out to you. God bless you. We love you.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Don't be discouraged anymore. You'll find the thing you've been looking for. pick up the pieces off the floor. Just trust it'll be alright. Your heart is lonely, but it's strong. You might be lost now, and it's not wrong. You'll discover the way, even if it feels long. Just trust it'll be alright. Oh, trust it'll be alright. Be still and know you're loved. Be still and know that you're still good enough. Be still and know that your finish line is only yours to find. Be still and know that you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. Tell all those demons they can hide. They don't know the greatness you have inside. No, stand tall and keep your head up high. And just trust it'll be alright. Yeah. Be still and know you're loved. Be still and know that you're still good enough. Be still and know that your finish line is only yours to find. Be still and know that you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. So never give up, you're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. Believe me, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna make it. Be still and know you're loved. Be still and know that you're still good enough. Be still and know that your finish line is only yours to find. Be still and